ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's ERIK NAGEL.
Welcome to the New York Comic Con edition of It's ERIK NAGEL 2017.
Oh yeah.
That is me. I am Eric. To my left is Giddles.
Yo, what up?
Matt OG is living the life up in Cancun and will probably rejoin us next week.
Yep.
And filling in for him, it's our one of our regular crossover editions that we do with Big Kev's Geek Stuff at the Big Kev's Geek Stuff booth on the floor of New York Comic Con.
Yep.
And that would be Big Kev himself.
Hello, Eric. I'm glad to be here today with you.
It's coming right for us.
What's wrong with your voice?
Nothing. I've just been yelling so much, having such a great time at New York Comic Con that I need an electronic assist with my voice.
Kevin's a heavy smoker, and it's one of those disgusting ads where he's got to put close the flap in his neck, and then
gross.
uses that thing that looks like a razor to talk to.
I used to think that smoking was cool, but it's not cool.
See, everyone's cheering for smoking not being cool. What's going on behind us here? Is that the Marvel booth?
Something at Marvel.
Regrettably, we are close to the Marvel booth, and so that annoying nonsense is the Marvel people probably waving some poster in the air and having the sheep jump up and down trying to get it.
All right, one, you got to get rid of the megaphone. Just talk into the
right,
regular
all
mic.
right.
There you go.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny, but
it
number
was
two,
off.
yes, unfortunate for for background noise, but fortunate for you with the contests and raffles and stuff you got going on. You're in the center of, and that's unprecedented to have. You're in the center of the con with all the main foot traffic right past.
Yeah.
It's amazing because it is a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
The blessing, of course, is the traffic is amazing.
Right.
Oh,
The
traffic's
curse,
great.
of course, is that I have to deal with Marvel being 10 feet away from my booth. So close you could spit on it. Trust me, I checked it out.
Yes. Anytime Joe Quesada was around, Kevin lost his shit.
Yep.
Oh, to say the least.
But anyway, so yeah, we're here at New York Comic Con. It's a different vibe this year than in years before. Obviously, the first day when the con opened, I guess people knew, but still were surprised. The amount of security around the Javits Center.
Yes.
You couldn't, even if you were handicapped and had handicapped parking, you could not park around the facility.
Yep.
It's all, it's got those police concrete barricades.
Yep.
And it's heavily policed around the area here. If you're parking or delivering anything here, they've got the bomb squads pretty much here. You know, they're doing the mirror checks under your car. There's officers with dogs walking the floor for the first time.
Which I found out because I was like, oh, your dog is a great cosplay canine cop. They're like, get the fuck away from me. I'm like, all right, sorry.
Yeah.
And
then-
new this year, actual X-ray machines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you
actual
come in the
X-rays.
building.
You have the metal detectors, plus, if they still don't believe that, there's guys with the wands right there. So Thursday's atmosphere was very somber, like just because of recent events, what happened in Las Vegas. It's on everyone's mind for a big convention like this. So that first day, as you're hearing all this white noise from the floor, was a lot quieter.
Eric, I don't think you're allowed to call it white noise anymore. I think it has some new PC term.
It
I'm
probably
not sure
does.
what it
It's
is.
just called noise.
We
Just
include
noise, that's
we
it.
include noise of all races and creeds.
That's correct.
But anyway, so yeah, it was a very somber atmosphere, even with everything going on. Friday got a lot better,
Yeah.
and today has been kicking in overdrive with everybody being excited, and I don't think anyone really caring about or being concerned as much about something happening here than in
Nah.
I think
first day.
I think what having that kind of police presence does is it sets your mind at ease.
Yeah.
You are able to relax a little bit more and enjoy everything going on at New York Comic Con. I feel totally safe.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm
And
not
of
worried.
course, as always stressed every year, with all the security here, cosplay is not consent. So when you see a bunch of women in Poison Ivy costumes with their ass hanging out of it, you can't go over and pat it or give a grab or any of that stuff. that's frowned upon, and you will get the shit beat out of you and thrown out, and your pass is revoked.
Yeah, and it's also like a really douchey thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do that.
Giddles is right. Look at me, spouting policy, and he's like, no, as a human being, you don't do that.
It's a very shitty thing to do.
Yes, it's a very shitty thing to do. But ogling is still free with your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And can I tell you, catty corner to our booth here,
yes,
there is an oogle site like no other. The redheaded woman, oh my goodness gracious, is she ever my type?
That was the one that had the big V cut in the center yesterday, right?
Yeah, V cut down to her hoo-hoo.
To the bikini
the
line.
V to V?
Yes,
That's... You should copyright that right away. Trademark, patent, all that stuff. Patent pending Giddles.
Yeah.
V to V. That would be a great clothing line, especially for cosplay.
Flying
But what
V.
is their booth?
I have no idea. I don't even care.
Are they like a fantasy comic or something?
I don't. It could be an artist. I haven't walked over and looked, only because I don't really want to talk to anyone over there.
Well, you can't really talk to anyone now. What happened to your voice?
Well, like I said, I've been, yelling and screaming about the fantastic things happening at Big Kev's Geek Stuff booth 1250 all day.
Right.
And all day yesterday, and all day before that.
Yeah, he was barking like a carnival master,
Oh, I know.
I really did miss my calling. Carnival barker. Carney.
You are a carny, sir. You're also a freelance
Step right up.
adventurer.
Freelance adventurer, absolutely. Now more than ever.
So, all right, lots going on. We did a lot of interviews for New York Comic Con. Let's talk about some of the things that happened on the floor here and some of the stuff that's available. Giddles, you walked around a bit. What did you see around here?
I saw a lot of interesting things. Like there was the tick display, which was pretty cool. They had the big danger boat set up.
Boat, yep. Which, by the way, if you saw the tick on Amazon Prime, then you know what Danger Boat is. If you haven't, go check it out. But it's not just a little booth. It's huge. It's like life-size.
It's an entire boat.
And you get to go in and see all the stuff that would be featured in the boat during the TV show.
Yep.
It's all there for you to check out. The boat is alive, and it taunts you when you're in there. And you can do... you get your superhero ID registry, all that stuff in there. And they also give you cans of faux ham.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which was awesome. What else did you see?
That was cool. There's lots of just like video game stuff here that seemed pretty interesting. I didn't get a chance to really play any of them because the lines are just like way too long.
I know.
Like it's really hard here. If you don't get here early and you want to do something, you might end up spending your whole day waiting to do it.
Right.
I got to play with the Sphero BB-8s that are motion controlled by your wrist.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was awesome because I got here early and I was talking to the dude and he was just like, yeah, I made these. He was like, I guess he was like the inventor of it. And so I was just talking to him. He's like, you want to just try this? He's like, there's not a lot of people here. You could walk around the floor with this BB-8. So I was like, fuck yeah. So he put it on my wrist. He showed me how to use it. And then he just like followed me around. He's like, all right, now like if you push, you'll see it run away. If you pull back, it'll come back to you. It was really cool. I could see myself playing with one, but I can't see myself buying one.
So the hand motion, it's like you have Jedi powers where you're kind of controlling it?
Yeah, you have a wristband that's like Bluetooth operated that connects with the BB-8. So depending on your hand motion, it kind of works like a theremin, like the musical instrument where you go, woo!
What was the company that made it?
Sphero. They made the BB-8s.
Good suggestion for any parents or anybody out there that's a Star Wars fan for the holidays. You may want to go check out Sphero and then see if you pick up one of those droids for yourself.
It's pretty cool. That was awesome. I'm trying to think what else I saw that was cool. Just lots of really good cosplay and just, living in New York City where people are miserable all the time, it's just nice to see people being happy.
Peg Bundy just walked past.
Yeah, I see Peg Bundy. It's pretty great.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Ow.
Peg Bundy. Hi, Peg Bundy.
Hey, Peg.
Great costume.
Great costume.
So, yeah, you got to check out a lot of the vendors, too,
Yeah,
right?
You know what's weird? I feel like because they're doing a lot more stuff off-site this year, so stuff is at Hammerstein, stuff is at Madison Square Garden, and they kind of changed the layout in here, too, where, like, this booth last year was on, like, row 100, and now we're in, like, row 1200, and it's a little jarring trying to find things. Like, they moved Artist Alley. It's not where it used to be. But other than that, it's been a fun con.
Where it used to be no longer exists.
Yeah, I
they
found
tore
that out.
down the shed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're actually doing expansions on Javits that won't be done until 2021.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Weren't they supposed to, like, the lot across from here Wasn't that the future site they were trying to bring the New York Jets there and connect all of this into one area?
Oh, the Hudson Yards.
Point, yes.
Yeah.
The Hudson Yards. Yeah, they're going to build that stadium like right over here.
They should have done that. It would this whole area would have been great.
Ugh, no, that would have been miserable for everybody.
You think so?
Yes. You see what the traffic's like here right now for
I don't care.
this?
I'm not going to a football game.
But yeah, that's the thing. You live in Jersey. You don't have to deal with it.
But you might be going out the tunnel.
Oh, that is true.
And that is a nightmare right
dude.
now.
Right.
Imagine the traffic that you had to go, like you complained about getting into the city. Now imagine that with the Jets or Giants playing on 34th Street.
Fair point. This is why I don't follow sports.
Yeah, sports ball.
I'm trying to think what I saw. There's a bunch of cool stuff that when I was walking around here. Obviously went over to Kid Robot and Loot Crate. They were right next to each other. I got to pick up their fantastic piece of the portal from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Where they're coming out of one side and then there's other people running into the other side from a different dimension. That was pretty cool. And the Loot Crate exclusive they had here was a statue of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man looking like Japanese vinyl where it's that clear with the glitter in it kind of thing. But he's doing a crane kick from on top of a New York City skyscraper.
Yeah, like Karate Kid. Yeah, it's pretty great.
So that was pretty cool. And then over behind us here, we have Marvel and then Image. Image
always
was
has
over
great
there.
stuff.
And then I had a bunch of Saga and Walking Dead stuff.
It feels like this year has been like super heavy Rick and Morty on the Comic-Con. Like there are so many Ricks everywhere. There's Ricks. Everyone's just yelling pickle Rick, Szechuan sauce everywhere you go. It's insane.
Giddles and I actually got a great picture with Tiny Rick.
Yeah, we got Tiny Rick earlier. It was a little child who had a guitar, and it was pretty great.
Oh, wow. Did you throw that up on your Instagram?
I did, yeah. There are all these pictures. I'm posting all the pictures on my Instagram, so it's at Gittlebase, Gittlebass.
Right.
Follow me. You can check out all the pictures and the stupid commentary I put on it.
Follow Giddles. You can see all that. We're posting our stuff up on my Instagram, ERIK and I'll be retweeting or regramming, however they call it, Giddles stuff on my account as well. So if you missed it, we'll have it there. And then subscribe to Giddles' account. Give him a follow. It's always interesting stuff. Big Kev. Let's talk about your show a little bit, and then we'll go into our first interview here. Obviously, you guys have been doing the con here at the Javits Center for how long? Oh, well, you've been doing it before it was at the Javits Center.
Yeah. When it became New York Comic Con, I was one of the first guests.
Right.
I think for the first 3 or 4 years, I was actually a guest at New York Comic Con.
Wow.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Ouch. And now he's sitting here on a megaphone.
It's totally 100% true. He's not wrong at all.
But no, the point being that you've been within this organization for forever.
Yeah.
And you've seen it grow into what it is now where, yes, it's not physically as big as San Diego, but in the last 2 years, it's outdrawn San Diego.
It feels like there's a million people here.
It does.
It's not, and it's not even like fluid. Oh my God, there's a preacher costume right there where it's God.
Where?
Dressed in the dog costume.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
God's squatting down there right now to take a photo with preacher.
Oh, man,
but
that's
look
a great
how
one.
amazing that is. Wow. Wave them over here and let's try to get a photo.
We tried.
Preacher! Come here, take a photo.
God looks so sad.
Very good.
And Giddles is back.
We got the photo there. That is an awesome costume.
That is a great costume.
Put that up on Gittlebase on Instagram there. Please check that out. Anyway, Kev, so let's get to the party and then we'll get to our first interview.
Yes, sir.
So you've been here, involved in the New York Comic Con scene forever. As you continue here, having your booth and everything displayed. For those who don't know what Big Kev's Geek Stuff is, it's the other show that Matt OG does with Kevin. Explain a little bit about what you guys cover.
It's the original show featuring Matt OG, sir.
Correct.
The original.
Oh, shots fired.
Just saying.
No,
Kev shot first.
Know what this is?
Kev shot first.
This is the one-on-one in GTA where he has a 1 under his name and I have a 1 under my name.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to know? What we do at the show? What we do at the con?
Why people should subscribe, follow, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Incredible. We talk about everything in pop culture. All manner of pop culture, geek culture, toys, movies, everything. Jeez, I can't even remember half the shit we talk about anymore.
Wherever you can find podcasts, you can find Big Kev's Geek Stuff.
Absolutely.
Or go to BigKev'sGeekStuff.com.
Or BK Geek Stuff if you're lazy.
There you go. Do all that. Let's go to our first interview. We got a chance to hang out with our old friends with comic book men from AMC, Brian, Walt, Mike, and Ming. And we were supposed to have Kevin too, but all of a sudden while we were talking, Kevin got wheeled out. I guess they were running late He had to get over to the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were doing their live panel there.
Right.
So, but this is fine. It's not a shot at those guys at all.
No.
They've always been really cool to us, good friends.
Ming actually came by the booth.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
We're supposed to actually, Giddles and I are supposed to go down and do Ming and Mike's podcast.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to go down there. So if you want to take that trip, take
Yeah,
that trip
let me
down
know.
there
Yeah,
with us.
absolutely.
We'll schedule that and at a future date. But for now, we're going to go up to the press area and talk to the guys from Comic Book Men because their new season is starting later in the month on AMC, and unfortunately we find out it's not at midnight like it used to. It's now actually like 12:30 or 1. So technically they're on Mondays.
Yep.
It doesn't count anymore. I feel so bad for them. All right, let's go to the Comic Book Men, and we'll be back with more here on It's Art Nagel. We're here at New York Comic Con once again, and talking to our old friends at Comic Book Men. We got Mike, Ming, Walt, and Brian all here, and it's amazing to get you all four together at the same time when you're not taping anything, because Ming now has a career of just being a professional con goer. He's traveling all around doing that. When do you find time to actually do the show with the rest of the guys?
We block off some time. There's a thing called weekdays, so I carve out. They usually don't hold cons on weekdays, so I'll find the time to do anything I need to do.
Don't be smart with him.
I was just going to say, does that smugness bother all of you?
Yeah, he's getting smart with you because there are a couple times where he left early from shooting because he had to go do a con. Like in St. Louis or Colorado or some other like exotic locale.
Yeah.
What was it? I think I left early like once. Come on.
Season 2, Ming would not have had that smugness.
No, he would
He
not.
was so earnest and just so like
Aim to please. Yeah.
He was a
days-
team player that season
The
2,
old
Ming
days when
Chen.
you were just beating him down.
Yeah, I guess maybe I snapped. Did I feel like I snapped? I don't know. If this is me snapping, you're in good shape.
There's gonna be a Lifetime movie about him.
One of my favorite
Bad
things
Mingy.
is that there's people now that follow Ming at the cons, and they take photos of him when he goes in the back to get the free food or the water and comes back out.
Yeah.
People just stand there and take candid photos of Ming going into the back and just grabbing whatever he can.
That's got to be weird, right?
Yeah, bathrooms are even more weird. Like in the bathroom.
Taking your photos in the bathroom?
No,
It's
he's taking
happened.
theirs.
Yeah, I'm taking yeah, I'm
For
taking-
later use.
I'm taking theirs. I've really gone like haywire, like Jack Nicholson, like weird stuff, like all kinds of weird fetishes and stuff. Yeah, so it's taking
That was a
its toll.
nice little non sequitur there,
Taking its
Ming.
toll.
This is
Isn't it
something
weird that when he says it like that, and it doesn't sound like a joke though? Like there's
Yeah, he's like,
got-
I'm not joking. Yeah.
He's got that, there's nothing behind the eyes when he's saying it.
Yeah, the only person in the world that like says the word fetish and you're like, gross.
Is this about Comic Book Man or me? I can't tell.
A comic book
You can talk
man
about me all
is you,
want,
Ming.
though. That's great.
Well, let's get the important stuff here. Of course, Season 7 is coming to AMC October 22nd.
October 22nd.
You still at midnight?
No, that one is going to be like
even
1
later,
a.m.
106.
Yeah,
What?
106.
What's delaying you now?
They're trying to keep people on their toes, I guess.
Yeah, right? No, it's we've got a 2-hour Walking Dead and then 2-hour Talking Dead.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
And then a 23-minute comic book man.
A couple more seasons, and then you're going to be right before Preacher on Mondays then.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you got the new season here. Of course, the highlights are the guests that are going to be stopping in, besides people trying to sell their wares to you. Who are some of the guests that are going to be featured on Season 7?
we got Burt Ward, Robert Englund, and from the Netflix series, Rosario Dawson and Mike Coulter.
We've got Method Man coming.
Lloyd Kaufman,
Lloyd
Uncle Lloyd.
Kaufman.
From
Yeah.
Troma Films.
You should try to buy that hoodie with all the bullet holes from that Method Man wore at Luke Cage,
Yeah.
where you swapped outfits with him.
He has no idea what you're talking
No,
about.
I watched the Cage.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah. You
All right.
smug little fuck.
All right. All right. You just had that blank
Tell me
look.
my business.
I know what a
You're
blank
like, you
look
look
looks
like me.
Yeah. All right. Buy the hoodie then.
I'm gonna. Me and Nagel are going in on it. We're gonna share it.
Yes, it'll be like I'll have it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you have it Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Or like Brian will
beats
have
me
it.
up and takes it.
Brian will have it all the days, and you'll get him none.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you'll
My
pay.
number's
You'll
blocked.
pay it all off.
Yeah, exactly.
The end of Season 6, you had Tom Cavanaugh come in, which is awesome because he's amazing on Flash, and I was also a big fan of his from his show Ed.
Ed,
that was
yeah.
on NBC. So you guys have a great time with him, and you guys present him with a gift with the Reverse Flash Funko Pop. And Brian said, as he was leaving, it's how the rich get richer, getting all those Funko Pops for free. You guys have your own line of Funko Pops now.
Turns out I was wrong.
There's the answer.
It takes a great man to admit when you're wrong, and he just admitted it. He's a great man right in front of you.
Well, that was the old belief. It takes a great man. Now it just takes a guy who's like, I misspoke.
Yeah, seriously. It takes a guy who doesn't want to look like a complete ass.
Yeah, oops, I screwed up. Yeah.
They were supposed to be out today, right? They didn't. I thought Funko said that they would be done by New York Comic Con, but I guess.
Well, I didn't see them, and I guess there must those Chinese
they're slacking.
Chinese production delays.
Is this the one that they had exclusively at the Funko store that opened up? The grayscale?
It's like a repaint. They're doing I think they're putting me in a different shirt, and they're doing a couple different things for a more
New York
mass.
Comic Con variants.
I don't know.
Or maybe the San Diego Comic Con variants. We're not really sure.
Right, or the Emerald City Comic Con variants.
Or Harrisburg.
The 2018 variants. It'll be out eventually.
Do they give them to you for free? Because I've had experience where I've talked to people that have figures and whatever, and they either didn't know it was out or that the company never sent them anything. Did you have this experience?
Well, we were there, so it was easy for us to be like, we know you got them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I took one set, but it was
I didn't
limited.
even get a set.
Walt didn't even get a set. Yeah, it was limited to 120 sets, so, except for Kev, who was 500. So, yeah, they're pretty rare. We talked about it. They were going for a lot online.
Because I exhausted all my connections on the West Coast trying to get them, and I said, I hate to go to the secondary market, but I have to. And $500
for a set.
This
no,
was the
for a
first,
Walt Flanagan.
For just one.
Yeah.
Really?
Each of us have sold for that much.
Yeah, they were all hovering around the $500 mark, singular. And I said,
Who-
you know
I
what? I
wanna
love
meet
these
the
guys,
person
but not
who's paying that
$500
much.
worth.
I really want to meet the person who paid $500.
No, first off, you want to get a set of them. Then you want to meet the person with the $500.
do you-
Who's gonna spend the $500.
Do you find it ironic that you can't afford your own figure?
I just, like I said, man, I want to meet the person who is going to drop $500.
You probably
I'll
could- if
introduce
were-
you to her later on.
If you were at the
I was
Funko
stunned.
booth today at,
Well, you know
at
someone
10
who
a.m.
did?
when they
Yeah.
opened up the lottery and all that, you would have met those people.
Well, they didn't. Oh, well, they didn't have to pay that much during that day, right?
No, but those are the people who would pay that much.
Are you a Funko Pop collector?
I am.
Yeah.
I
What's
am.
your most valuable pop?
My most valuable pop.
Your most prized pop?
My prized one, because what I used to do, or what I still do, is when I have a guest come on and I know they have a pop, I bring it with me and I get them to sign it. But the ones for me were, when I first started getting into Funko, not knowing what it was, they had a 4-piece set of The Simpsons. I'm a huge Simpsons fan and Simpsons collector.
So The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. That would be
The answer is The Simpsons.
Long story short.
Actually, long story longer. That's all right.
So what does it feel like to have these things now? Like, I know they were trying to, I saw something, the artwork for season 7 has you guys sort of like in a 4-pack, but it's really you guys. But they made a special edition for an event that you had, and now you got the Funko Pop.
Right.
So what does it feel like to see yourself in merchandise now? Is this the epitome of success?
No.
No?
No. Having talent is the epitome of success, and I got none, so I'm good. I'm all right.
That's totally not true. You've seen enough TV and movies to know, having talent is not necessary. The Catch Me Outside girl just got a record deal.
All right.
That's...
You know
Yeah,
what?
but does she have her pop?
When we get a
Does it have a
record
pop?
deal...
Doesn't have a pop yet.
Oh, not yet. She'll probably get one.
You
when we
might
get a record deal...
Mike.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get a record deal.
All
Yeah,
right.
you could be like a lounge lizard type
That'd be
singer,
great.
right?
All right.
Or all you have to do is
The
just take
baritone
clips
voice.
from the show and your podcast and stuff, and people auto-tune it, and then do a whole remix there, and you don't even need to sing the song.
Fine.
You
I'm going to
guys
start
have
wearing an
2
ascot.
records. You could get it. You could
Yeah,
get a record deal.
you do.
Yeah, yeah. We have a record deal with making Hey Records.
Yeah.
Just a small
maybe-
label out of Red Pack, New Jersey.
Maybe not life-wise, but as a toy collector, I mean, for me, you always want that toy of yourself with the actual packaging, and that the public can go and buy. Maybe it's a small quantity, but anyone could have lined up and gotten.
So
that,
you're a success, Ming.
in the toy world, yes.
All right,
What
good
did
boy.
your kids say?
They thought it was cool,
Yeah.
but you're never gonna be cool to your kids unless you're animated or.
Or a cool dad.
Or show up, Dad.
Even then, you're never cool to your kids.
He's a
yeah.
stay away from home dad.
I had a question about when you tape the podcast scenes for each episode, where you're all sitting around the poker table and you're filling Kevin in on what's been going on, and particularly in that episode. A lot of the cutaways, especially in the last season I've seen, is when other people are talking, it cuts to Walt, and he's going like this. And it always looks like you're just appeasing everybody who's there. Is it just
I am.
Yeah. Eagle-eyed Eric.
It's this small, sly smile, like, yeah,
Who gives
like
a
you're
fuck?
just being polite.
I would think that's accurate. I think that's a good.
I don't think it's accurate. He's not being polite. He's being paid.
Is it like you want to be anywhere but there?
No. I mean, it's just.
Those are long days.
They're probably using the same nod.
Okay.
In editing, because I probably only did it once, but like
From season 2.
It's such a great shot.
He never
You
changes
gotta
that
use
shirt.
it.
Yeah.
The international fan base, I've noticed, has really grown over the last couple of seasons here. Do you get a lot of international clientele coming into the store?
We're huge with ISIS.
Oh man.
We met some from what?
Yeah,
Where
we
were they
met
from?
somebody from Argentina yesterday, because we're now in Latin America, which I think it's great. And
We're hardly in America.
I know we're shown once in America and like 15 times down in Latin America. So the Argentinian gentleman's like, I love you. I've seen all of your seasons. Everybody
says the same thing though. They're like, I came here all the way from Argentina, as if like that's the sole reason they're there. And then it's like, well, what else are you doing? It's like, oh well, this one's getting married. Or
I'm burying my grandma.
Vacation, yeah.
I'm just seeing New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And they happen to come down there. But
Right.
what does that feel like where if you're just working in the store regularly, you're not taping anything, and you get these international fans coming in here, is it still surprising to you, or is it kind of like you've accepted that everyone's seen this now?
That happened since day one at the Stash, though, because of Kevin Smith's, the movies he made. That drew a lot of visitors from all around the world once they found out he had a comic book store. So, has it grown more since Comic Book Man's been on there? Yeah, but it was something that we were used to, dealing with an international client base who would come onto the East Coast and try to find some time to make it to the Stash, based solely because they loved Kevin's movies.
I got to ask a business question. That is product.
Have you heard of Amway?
Is product placement?
I'd like to be a part of my pyramid scheme.
A big thing now with you guys, because when they do the shot with the guest on the other side of the counter, there's some material that's prominently placed. So are people now trying to get that space like they would in a supermarket, where they pay extra to get a certain shelf level or an end cap? Are companies doing this now to get their placement in the store so it shows up on TV?
I think that's probably an AMC question, but I think everything that you see in the background is predetermined before we even shoot day one. And that stuff stays there throughout the entire shooting sequence, or the duration of the filming, and it has to come down once the cameras go down, so they can put it right back up and everything stays in the same place. I imagine for editing reasons that they, just in case they want everything to look exactly the same. But the pops that's there in episode 1, they're there in the last episode too, because the background contents must remain the same for continuity reasons.
But it's also an interesting thing that you propose, and you can always get a hold of us at 732-758-0508.
We wouldn't have a final say on the. That would be.
No,
AMC
come on, Walt, you're ruining the thing. We're going for graft here, all right?
Yeah,
they call us up, they make a shady deal, and we make promises we can't deliver on. It's good.
That's true. We could
Yeah,
do
no one's
that.
rolled in with a bag of cash, going like, if you feature a comic or whatever.
Well, if one day it's all My Little Pony behind there, I know what the deal is, that some kind of under-the-counter deal was made, and that's the final decision.
The clearance issues are nuts. Like, I think the first season we had 2 attorneys on the show, and now there's like 11 or something. And all attorneys do is cockblock you nonstop. I tried to wear a BioShock shirt this year. In almost 3 months, they couldn't clear it because the attorneys are going back and forth. Well, are you going to do this? What are you going to say in the episode? It's like, I don't fucking know. Like, how would we know that? So that shit is difficult, you know?
Yeah, every shirt that is worn has to be cleared. It's
Yeah, that's why if you see in the background, people are always wearing kind of the same very generic, like Old Navy
you guys
T-shirts.
with hoodies, you know, because there's a couple of scenes where you're wearing a hoodie. Obviously, you're covering up what you were wearing that day because they couldn't get the clearance on it.
Yep.
Comic Book Men Season 7 premieres October 22nd. I guess the 23rd, really, if it's at 1 a.m. On AMC.
106.
Yeah, 106.
Or get the AMC app. You can watch it there. That's probably your best bet. Set the DVR, because especially going into fall, you know.
It's daylight savings, for God's sakes.
Oh my God, now you're at 2 a.m. Guys, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and then thank you for being cool enough to do this every time you guys are around. I'm a big fan, as you obviously know, and best of luck with Season 7. Do you personally want to keep this going? I mean, do you think that Season 7 you've done all you can do, or do you want to keep going?
If the alternative is to get a regular job, then I absolutely want to keep going until I just keel over.
My friend, have they run out of toys and comics yet? No, so we're going to keep going.
We still have a wish list of stuff we want to see. So, yeah, I think we can keep going.
All right, that's good to hear. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you,
Eric,
Rock.
thanks.
Comic-Con.
Hey, we're back here on It's Eric Nagel on the floor of New York Comic-Con. Eric Gittles, Big Kev is joining us for this super-sized crossover show.
Yep.
I'm pausing to let all the audience do their own fat jokes about myself. Okay, good. You had enough time. We're back here on the floor.
Why would they be doing that?
Because they're assholes. That's why they do it.
Natural causes.
Yes, natural causes indeed. So we've been talking about everything going on here on the floor here. Have you run into, have you seen any celebrities on the floor?
Yeah, I saw, over at my friend Dove's booth, I saw Seth Green the other day. Yeah, I had a chat with him. It was great.
That's great. Did you ask him why he didn't show up for the Robot Chicken press thing?
No, it was before that.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah, you mean
I was
because
just making
he
a comment that we...
Oh, a dig.
Yes,
I
we talked to Robot Chicken a little later in the program, and Seth just did not show up for some reason.
he didn't.
So I don't know what happened there. But anyway.
He was probably busy. He's a busy guy,
Don't
Eric.
defend him.
He's got his hands in a lot of different cartoon pots. Let's put it that way.
He slept in is what it is.
That's exactly what happened. He got way too high.
So you saw Seth over at your friend's
I
booth?
did, and I had a chance to chat with him. Great guy. I always love talking to Seth. He's really into all this stuff, which is really great.
I know. He's at every con.
Yeah, we interviewed
every major con.
Because we interviewed him last year, I think, and he was just one of the nicest dudes.
Actually, it was 2 years ago.
It was probably 2 years ago, yeah. And he was just super friendly, like just in his element, you know. Because he's a nerd, and I don't think a lot of people realize like how many different properties and shows like he actually is touching.
I think
like
he does
a lot of stuff.
But for those who are not familiar with this world at all, yeah, he's part of Family Guy. He's Chris of Family Guy. Obviously, Robot Chicken. You saw him in a lot of those teen movies in the late 90s to early 2000.
He does a lot of voices.
I think the Robot Chicken guys are part of Super Mansion.
Yep, they are.
That's the Crackle property.
Yep.
And Seth's got his hand in a bunch of different things. Who else did you see on the floor, Kev?
I saw one half of the hip-hop duo known as Ray Sremond.
Who?
Some hip-hop duo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say DMC from Run DMC because he's here.
Ray DMC is downstairs.
Actually, DMC came to the booth as well. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. But this guy came just to be part of the raffles we were doing, and I had no idea who he was. I had to be pointed out.
I don't think anybody knows who he is.
All right.
I know that guy.
Did he like?
Doesn't he have a hit song? What's that song?
The song is No Flex Zone.
Okay.
Everyone knows that song.
It's
great.
Welcome to the No One Cares zone.
Ouch. Feel
I
that
saw
burn?
DMC downstairs too.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool.
Nice guy.
I asked him if he was going to bring the lemonade stand back. Because remember that one year he had the lemonade stand?
Oh, yeah.
That place was mobbed. All he was doing was selling lemonade.
Yep.
Tied into, I think, the first comic he was putting out.
Yeah.
Which was a great promotional idea. But people were still coming back and like, no, you know what he should do? DMC's lemonade with iced tea sitting with a book in the back.
I'm sold.
That's funny.
But what do I know? I was with my nephew. We were going shopping for his birthday. We were picking up a bunch of things. We were over at the Image booth. And as we're standing there, walking right up next to us is The Weeknd. If you don't know who he is, he's probably one of the biggest pop/rappers out there. Did stuff with Paul Williams, with Daft Punk.
Yeah.
He's had a string of hits. He's massive. He walks over, and I thought he was there for something with Image, but he's just a fan of Saga and Walking Dead.
Sure.
But Kev said that he was over at Marvel for his Starboy character, right?
Yes.
What are they doing?
He was on stage. I guess maybe they were talking about it. I think some fans maybe got to get some autographs.
Right.
It was a zoo, like Marvel always is.
So Marvel's doing a Starboy character? Is that what it is?
There's a Starboy comic book.
Right.
I don't know if Marvel's producing it under their banner. They might be doing it under an independent banner or something else. But I know it was at the Marvel stage.
Yeah, I saw it on the Marvel stage earlier, the Starboy thing.
DMC was also performing there earlier today.
Oh, he was?
But I don't think his book has anything to do with Marvel.
You know, it'd be great if DMC was on stage performing the Run DMC's hits.
He did. He did Tricky.
Just his part?
No, he did. Him and some other guy were doing Tricky.
Like half the song being sung.
No, because I would love it if he has to sit there with the instrumental and he just has to wait till Run's parts out and then he comes in and it's like hearing, you know when you don't have a headphone plugged in all the way?
Yeah.
So you're only hearing the left channel?
Yeah.
So you're only hearing DMC but you're not hearing Run.
Yep.
That would be the way to perform, and that I would pay to go see.
I think somebody was doing the other half of the song. But yeah, he did the whole song. And
That's
the crowd
great.
went crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Giddles, did you see any celebrities across the floor?
Haven't really. No, I didn't see any celebrities. And it's hard because like I don't recognize a lot of them out of their element. So like I didn't really see too many.
Well, you're forgetting a very important one that we ran into on the floor. Haley Joel Osment.
Oh yeah, that is true. We did run into him.
We ran into him.
Wait, hold on.
I thought he was Zach Galifianakis, but
Wait,
he shrunk.
hold on. Are you sure it was him?
It was
or
him.
Or was it just a lesbian?
No, it
All
was
right,
him.
I'm just checking.
It was
huge
him.
beard.
If you're not familiar with him,
what was her name?
obviously you know The Sixth Sense. But he's been in a bunch of other movies.
Sure.
He's got a brand new project now for Hulu called Futureman.
Yes.
Yep.
Is he in Futureman?
He's in Futureman.
He's in
Oh, I didn't know
Futureman.
that.
Yeah.
He plays one of the scientists.
So we saw him, like, let's talk to him. And look, it's a brand new show. It's not out yet. So if he's doing press here, everyone's already asked him, tell us what your character does or what's the show about. So we always try to go to the other angle of, like, what can we talk to them that they won't be annoyed at us with or bored with, right?
Forrest Gump.
No, we went and talked. Oh, yes, you're right.
What?
He's Forrest Jr., not young Forrest.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
After Jenna died,
Wow.
he's
feel like-
stuck with Forrest Jr.
I feel like I could answer a Final Jeopardy question with that one. I had no
Well,
idea.
I already
he was
lost
in that.
$1,000 because I misspoke.
Yeah.
And they're very technical on what you say.
How about AI? A terrific movie. In
I
my
never saw
opinion, an awesome movie.
He was in a movie with Michael Caine, and I forgot. Damn it! I remember seeing it. It was like an early 2000s movie.
That could literally be almost any movie.
I know, that is true. God damn it. I'll have to look it up during the break. But anyway, we see him, and look, we find out a little bit about the show, but we were obsessed with his beard.
It was pretty great.
So let's just talk about his beard with Haley Joel Osment.
It's ERIK Nagel at New York Comic Con.
Giddles, we're here at New York Comic Con, and we run into Haley Joel Osment for his new project for Futureman. How cool is it? I see when you do a lot of other interviews, they don't usually give you your own mic.
I know, it's really nice to hold my own mic.
Is that a burden, or is it cool to have your own thing,
This
something
is
to hold
good.
on
It's
to?
always good to have a prop or some business.
So you can control it, or if you get really frustrated, you can throw it against the wall and make a scene. And then I'm stressing my point. First of all, we want to talk about your beard game. Your beard game is amazing.
Thank you.
fellow beard person. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I seem to be the only one on our program that doesn't sport the beard. Our other co-host, Matt, he's got a really rocking beard. Giddles has actually trimmed his down. It was down here.
Nice.
It was long.
Yeah.
I was looking like I was like extra Walking Dead.
Mine's longer in the show. It's about twice this big.
Is it
at
a
one
prosthetic
point. Yeah.
beard?
No, it's real. We didn't have to. We had to kind of surf the time periods that we flipped through in this series, but we ended up timing it perfectly. Where I would trim it sometimes, it would grow back in time for the appropriate,
So your beard changes depending where you are in time.
Yes.
That is awesome.
It's actually very convenient.
That's like, you know what that is? That's like when somebody takes a serum and their clothes get bigger with them, or they shrink down with them.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like the clothes shouldn't be doing that, but the beard is just going through time. It's its own adventure. Tell us about Dr. Stu here. What's his involvement with this new show?
He is working with Keith David's character, Dr. Cronish, to try and cure STDs, and it turns out that when we do that in one reality, it starts a chain of events that destroys the whole world. So Eliza and Derek's characters travel through time to get to Josh and tell him that he has to travel through time himself in order to stop us from doing that.
Where does this show position itself? Because there's a lot of very famous properties that deal with time travel. Doctor Who, Back to the Future, The Time Traveler.
Well, even like 12 Monkeys is out right now.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the best
show Timeless is out, and then there's just like time travel is a big thing right now.
What is the thing that sets this show with as far as the rules to time travel as compared to the other things?
I think because we pretty directly address all of those movies, and Josh immediately when they come to see him goes, "Oh, this is just The Last Starfighter again." Like we bring all of those references to the front, and then sort of move beyond them to become its own sort of thing.
That's brilliant, because then you don't get backed into a corner. You reference something else where they messed up, so you can sort of, it's like a patch.
Well, I think I see you guys are wearing Rick and Morty shirts. I think there's that same, we're at that point in time where we are all acknowledging that like there are infinite realities at any given time, and that gives you a lot of freedom to not back yourself into a corner.
Infinite reality is easier because you're not time traveling. You're just going dimension to dimension, where Rick and Morty doesn't do. But you guys are doing that plus time travel. You're just making it way too complicated.
Yeah, it's super complicated. They said they read all the books there were on that aspect of physics and time travel. So
well, we look forward to the success of the show, and if they ever make like a Funko Pop or whatever, you'll have different variants of your beard in different stages where the series is going. Haley, thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
It's Eric Nagel. More, it's Eric Nagel.